The shocking truth behind the Miami Heat's most recent move has been revealed, as there has been a lot of questions and speculation surrounding why the Heat did exactly what they did, but now it is very clear why Miami made this approach, and a lot of it does have to do with head coach Erik Spoelstra and other young talent on this Heat team as well, with opinions divided and a lot of Heat fans sort of questioning Miami's moves right now and their motives. We are going to discuss all of the reasons why the Heat made this move, what the point of it is, and what we're going to be seeing from the Miami Heat now that we have a very good idea of what rosters and rotations are going to look like based off this most recent move. And we are going to break all of that down, guys. But real quick, if you're part of that 80% that's not subscribed to Heat Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily Miami Heat updates. We have a ton of videos coming at you guys right now that you do not want to miss out on. So make sure to subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and let's have some fun talking Miami Heat basketball. Look, the Heat made a very recent move that a lot of fans were sort of split on when they signed Drew Smith to a 3-year deal. Now, Smith, he's an interesting signing because, frankly, it's one of those moves that you're going to question if it's going to be worth it down the line. He is coming off of a torn Achilles, but was solid with the Miami Heat before that. He's now on a contract that's a very, very good bargain deal, and there is the expectation that he can become one of those guys on that Miami Heat team who just really gets developed. He's 28 years old, so he's not young, but the Heat see something there. Clearly, head coach Erik Spoelstra sees something there, on top of, obviously, Pat Riley as well seeing it, and the Heat decided to make this move. Now, with a lot of questions surrounding it, there has been some talk, and recently there was a huge update on why this happened, as Ira Winderman mentioned that perhaps it is as simple as the Heat being so middling that they are at the stage of merely fielding who they believe are the 14 players who offer the most potential while staying below the luxury tax. In other words, a belief that Drew Smith is better than any potential veteran center on the market, as Heat fans were wondering about the veteran center situation. And Winderman continued by saying, what exactly does middling +1 get you? It's not as if Drew Smith's minimum contract is preventing the Heat from adding the alpha, the Jimmy Butler replacement they so clearly need. Nothing about this season will be dramatically altered by the little moves, be it Haywood Highsmith or Drew Smith. Now, as we know, the Heat recently did make that move to trade Haywood Highsmith and a second-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for the Atlanta Hawks second-round pick that's protected from pick 31 to 55. So basically, unless that pick falls in the bottom 5 of the entire draft, it is not going to be used by Miami. This was a clear cap dump, as we know, so that he could get under the luxury tax, and signing Drew Smith did not put them back over the luxury tax either. So basically, where we're at right now is a situation where we sort of look at Drew Smith, we sort of look at what he brings to the table, and the hope is that he will be able to add some value to this team going forward. So, I mean, Smith, he only played in a couple of games last season, and for his career, he's only played in 38 games, but last year was his best season in the NBA by a lot. I mean, in those 38 games, he has shot 50 or 42% from three, and last season, in the 14 games he appeared in, he put up 6 points, 2.6 rebounds, 1.6 assists, shot 53.3% from the field, or from three, and 50% from the field, with most of his shots being threes. He did have a very, very good showing, albeit in very limited time, but when he was out there, he was solid. We're going to make that a bit bigger, because honestly, guys, what we've seen from Drew Smith between mainly the Heat, but also 10 games with the Brooklyn Nets, has been a guy who has been a laser three-point shooter. That's his big thing here. He couldn't really shoot with the Nets at all, and he did have that one year where he just didn't shoot well, but outside of that, throughout his career, after that first year in the NBA, he really, really balled out in his limited time played over the 2023-24 season and the 24-25 season, where Smith would have gotten more playing time. He was getting 19.1 minutes per game, but then tore his Achilles and everything kind of took a turn for the worst. He was having a good season as a solid role player, and he will be back next year, and he'll be able to add another great shooter to this Heat team, a team that could use another great shooter, especially with the departure of Duncan Robinson. So there is some sense to why this all happened, but there definitely is some questioning on if it was overall the right move for the Miami Heat going forwards, because there are still a lot of questions that have to be asked when you surround yourself with this contract. Obviously good, but was it the position the Heat need most? Should they have went for something different and not that guard forward wing spot that Drew Smith really is? So he's effectively, Drew Smith he's not a big man, and there's been a lot of questions on if the Heat should add another big man outside of Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware, and there's been a lot of talk about potentially doing some small ball, and Ira Winderman mentioned that At this point, Gallagher has to develop the faith to continue starting, let alone have the confidence from Eric Spoelstra to finish games. But there were just so many times last season where one more rebound could have stopped the bleeding for the Heat in all of those games that got away at the finish. But even to the thinking of it, there is still the need for proven depth at center because of this. What happens if Bam Adebayo is injured or unavailable at the close of a close game, or at the closing? That's a really weird way to phrase things by Winderman. If there is not confidence in Kel'el Ware, then who is it? Nikola Jovic, Vlad Golden, who's on a two-way deal? That's why a rebound securing veteran up to so much, or up to such moments, would come in handy on this imbalanced roster. Look, I'm not going to lie, I know I botched reading that, but also there was some interesting phrasing in that word, or in that entire sentence, so sorry. But look, when we're talking about this whole situation, it's one of those things that I do sort of agree with. It would have made sense to add a big man. And here's the thing, Drew Smith deserved the spot. He's objectively the guy who did deserve the spot on the team more than really anyone who has been with Miami who wasn't on that deal. Smith deserved to get that contract, and it's a good bargain deal for a guy who's a laser shooter like him. The big issue that I kind of fear with this entire deal is the fact that when you look at everything, it's sort of this unsure situation that now we have to go out there and kind of decipher what's next. And that's a big thing here. Are they going to add a big man? The answer is probably not in the near future, meaning it's mainly just Bam, Kel'el Ware, and then Jovic as a small ball five. The Heat are going to run small ball, something that Eric Spoelstra has been clearly okay with them doing thus far. So it is going to be interesting to see how it progresses. Now, obviously, on top of that, we're looking for a huge jump from Kel'el Ware from year 1 to year 2, where he continues to gain confidence and fights for more rebounds. But Ware did have a good rookie season with the Heat. He put up 9.3 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 1 assist, blocked a shot, shot 31% from 3, something that we definitely will see go up as time goes on, and put up 55% from the field while also playing excellently against his first game against Victor Wembanyama. Now, if the Heat wanted to add a big man, here's the thing. There's not too many enticing options. They could bring back Thomas Bryant, who put up 6.5 points and 4 rebounds and shot 32% from 3 in between the Heat and the Pacers and shot 51% from the field and was a good corner 3 shooter. But he's not exactly a big man who's going to change the outcome of a small ball lineup. And neither is Precious Achiuwa, who's probably, with Bryant, the other best available big man on the market right now, at least of guys who are proven NBA players. Even if they haven't proven to be excellent, they're proven that they're belonging. Achiuwa put up 6.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, and nearly a block and a steal with the Knicks last year, shooting 50% from the field and 28% from 3. He obviously started his career with Miami. He just bought a house in Miami, so there is a thought that who knows, maybe he is going to come back. And that would be an interesting move if they wanted to add someone who can play defense. But again, the small ball thing still is there. Here is the thing, though. You could play Precious Achiuwa with Bam Adebayo or especially Kel'el Ware because of their ability to shoot the ball. It is going to help create some less issues with spacing. Though at the same time, that's the real thing here. I think why we're seeing people not too up in arms. First of all, Drew Smith, again, excellent shooter. And on top of that, who else were they going to sign? There isn't big men out there that are good. There's not too many good options. So I think this move makes sense. Obviously, there's small ball, but there's time to fix that. There will be trades. There will be situations down the line of it. And if it becomes a problem, who knows? We'll definitely see Vlad Golden get some time as well, and that'll be interesting. So they are working with some young, enticing big men outside of Bam Adebayo. Hopefully Bam stays healthy or things could get very rough. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.